that live stream for you, and I'm very happy that you're joining us here digitally. I know you're all waiting for that moment, the moment of revelation. But before we show you the new member of the GT family, we'll present you the most important facts about it. And since we've got some international journalists watching our live stream, we'll answer some of their questions in a short Q&A session. I can promise, though, your patience will be worth it. It's not a secret that Porsche sport cars are strongly related to numbers, and I want to highlight just one of them today, specifically number 7. And this is also a very magical number in our everyday's life. I mean, think about it. 7 days a week, 7 continents, 7 colors of the rainbow, James Bond, the 7 world wonders, and I'm pretty sure we can add one more to that list today. And before the guy in the back is getting more nervous about my, let's say, very pathetic speech right now, I leave it at that and I instead extend a very warm welcome to Frank Walliser, Vice President, Model Lines 911 and 718.
Hi, Sarah.
Hi. I couldn't see your face, but I hope I didn't put too much pressure on you.
Oh, a little bit.
A little bit.
It's okay.
This is the motorsport attitude. And since we're talking about motorsports, Frank, we all know you in your previous function as motorsport boss of Porsche. So the expectations for the street cars are extremely high now, or let's say even higher. They were, of course, pretty high anyway. So do you think you can fulfill them with the new Porsche GT3?
You're right, it's always a high pressure to really improve, and expectations are rising. And we are also in a constant race and between street car homologation and putting in as much racing technology as possible. And I think we did a big step on the car, a huge effort, maybe the highest effort we put ever in such a car. So I'm sure, yeah, we will fulfill.
Yeah, let's see if you really can keep that promise later. But let's talk a little bit more about the technology, because that is something we can't see at first glance. What do you say? How much does it help to have all this motorsport expertise with the street cars, for example, like the GT3?
For me, that's always two sides. One is for sure it's the technology, everything we learned about high revving engines, about normally aspirated engines, about suspension, especially aerodynamics. I think we did a really big step on the aero side for the new GT3, but it's also spirit. The spirit of engineering this car to make the baby happen, to make it live, to bring all in a GT3 needs. And there's a small core team, they work close together day by day, they can trust each other, and that makes a very, very essential part of the GT3.
I think you already delivered a quote for the journalists to bring that baby to life. I love that one. But since the people are thinking, maybe sometimes they're thinking right now, what is she talking about that with the number 7? What is that all about? And for those who are still wondering, we're presenting you today the 7th generation of the GT3. So from the 7th generation back to the very first one in 1999. You see, I didn't exaggerate with the number thing at Porsche. 1999. If I did my research right, they were sold out after just 2 months, and Porsche had to produce more. So an icon since day one. What do you think, Frank? What is the reason? Why is the GT3 still an icon today?
I think the GT3 developed over the years more and more to be the 911, the variant that it's the most exciting, and for me very important, it carries everything of the DNA of a 911, but also of the Porsche brand in a single car. If you want to explain Porsche or the 911, what is very, very closely linked to it, I always say, go out for a drive, take the car an hour on the racetrack, or go in the countryside, and you will come back and you understand everything about Porsche. It's all built in. It's the essence of Porsche in a single car, and that made the GT3 over the years so special. And I think what we're gonna present now is still the same.
Yeah, and while this car already has made history, we write a new chapter of a whole new story today, and I think that's the perfect moment to meet the new one. And who could present it better than the father of the new GT3? Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Andreas Andi Preuninger and the new Porsche 911 GT3.
Well, Sarah, it has been a tough and challenging race in the last 3.5 years, and I'm happy to admit I'm quite keen on seeing the finishing line and the checkered flag ahead. This was the biggest, most complex and most demanding GT project so far, but what a machine. The results shows it. It was well worth the effort. This is the most extreme, most exciting GT3 that we have ever developed. And for that reason, it's a very special car for me and my team.
Yeah, and you said it already, this isn't just a car anymore. I think it's really a driving machine. But I have one question. Did you two race beforehand and the winner got to drive the car on the stage? Or no. So,
but
yeah,
it would be a good idea for the next time.
Next time.
But of course, Frank, you also drove it. So what was your first thought when you jumped into the car and drove it really the first time?
Well, that's always a very special moment if you get if you have a new variant, if you have a new GT3, and the engineering guys normally they say no, it's too early, but then you have to beg and ask them, can I drive? And this first impression of a car to get the feedback, if it's really a GT3, could we carry over all the DNA that we wanted that are necessary for a GT car also to a new platform? What is not so easy, looking at the boundaries of homologation and everything. And but I had two thoughts when I finished the drive. One was, well, it happened. Everything is there, what we need for such a car. Very relaxed on that side. On the other hand, I said, well, that's still a hell of work to do until it's finished.
And he did a hell of work, and he finished it in a very, I think, awesome way. So thanks for now, Frank. We'll see you later in the Q&A session. And for those with an already higher pulse during that short presentation of the car, I think we can make your heartbeat even faster. Winding road and racetrack. That's where a GT3 really feels at home. So let's have a look at the new Porsche 911 GT3 in action. 30 seconds only, but I enjoyed each and every second of it. Andy, since we're talking here about high-performance sport cars, I mean, the people want to know what's under the hood.
Well, under the hood depends what luggage you're carrying, because we're referring to this part of the car as the hood. As the
thanks
front.
for that.
You want to know about the engine, right? What's beneath the rear wing? So, and I can tell you, it's a motorsport engine from the first degree. It's the same engine we use in the Cup car. It's 4-liter displacement, flat six, high revving, a fire-breathing, normally aspirated engine with all the tech from a race car engine, like individual throttle bodies, dry sump lubrication, titanium parts in the engine, a lightweight exhaust. This is, for me, the most emotional engine that's on the market anywhere today. It's so much fun. But it's not all that defines a GT3. It's a lot engine, but it's the rest also. And on that car, we have a complete new suspension, a double wishbone front axle for the first time. That's a revolutionary evolution, I would say. Bigger wheels, bigger brakes, wider rims, and that all on the 992 platform. And it's a little bit bigger, a little bit more competent, and it needed some lightweight trickery to keep the weight down, and that is dispersed all over the car. So all boxes ticked.
So, did I miss the part where you said how much horsepower this car has? No,
this car has 510 horsepower, and that's a lot for a 1435 kilo car. And that's exactly the sweet spot we're aiming at for having a driver's car and the perfect track tool for the weekend.
And speaking of another very favorite topic of you, I mean, you're well known for putting your cars, let's say, on a diet. So how much did you train off at this one?
Well, that brings us back to the hood.
Finally.
It's made of carbon fiber, and we saved some kilos here. And underneath hidden is a super lightweight battery that brings the weight down even more. The rims are lighter than before. If you look at the glass throughout the car, there's super light, very thin glass. So we save about 5 kilos in comparison to the predecessor just on the glass. And if you're a freak for carbon fiber, you get a roof in carbon fiber as well. Puts down the car's weight another kilo, and the rear wing and the whole section on the rear is painted, but underneath, even where you can see the cross members, carbon fiber as well. Additionally, around the engine we found another 5 kilos, and it goes on and on and on. The end result is this car is about the same weight as the predecessor, but incorporating a lot more technology.
But you just talked about all the exterior components. So what is about the interior? Did you also tweak something here to reduce
We don't
weight?
stop at the interior. If you look closely, you'll find complete new ways of setting up the carpet in the car. It's complete new lightweight carpet. In comparison to the predecessor, it's about 3 or 4 kilos less, and that's quite substantial. We changed the seats a little bit more edgy, give a little bit more support to the shoulders. And look at that microfiber cloth here. It's a dual layer with this blue shining through. It's perforated. It looks very sophisticated with the stitching. We like it a lot because it mirrors the exterior so well.
So for the record, you started that topic. So let's dive into the girly talk, because I love that application here. It's the same color as the outside color. And I learned that this color is called shark blue. So who's the inventor of, I have to mention it again, shark blue?
Shark. I mean, the inventor of names is always our marketing department, and they were spot on with shark blue, I think, because shark, what a beautiful, powerful and elegant creature. I think it fits very well to the character of the GT3. But the color itself, I have to confess, I could contribute, and there's a little anecdote connected to that, because when I was on holiday, which is rarely, I was lying at the beach in August 27 in Sardinia, and this big, beautiful super yacht passed by, a 300 feet, very elegant super yacht, and it had this gleaming blue hull. I was on my feet taking my camera and said, that's exactly the color we need. And the rest is history. Here it is.
So this is what you do on your holidays, on your rally holidays.
Well.
And I think a lot of people out there, including myself, are very happy that this yacht wasn't orange or something like that. But speaking of design, let's go to this, well, I say huge rear wing and to that massive diffuser down there. I think these aren't just design elements. This is a statement straight from the racetrack.
This is an absolute statement, but it's a functional statement. On a GT car, like on every Porsche, form follows function, but we think the form should look beautiful as well while it's functioning. And this is the new way of supporting a wing, a rear wing. If you turn around and look at the RSR race car, a swan neck spoiler, a swan neck wing, sorry, it shows perfectly the technology transfer that we live with the GT cars, with the GT race cars and the G street cars. So technology transfers from the track to the road, and this is a perfect example. And what works on a race car and makes it fast, it's good for a street car as well, is it?
So it also depends now on the driver, but motorsport feeling is given here. Although the GT cars are inseparably connected to you, we have to mention there's a whole team behind these cars. And of course, a lot of more energy. So technology as well, but technology. So let's have a look directly into the development of GT cars.